kings, queens, and the royalty in between. My preferred name is Sarah, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about mediumship, since a lot of my shorts when I first started were mediumship. I said that at some point I would make a video and kind of wrap back to mediumship, so that's what's going to be in this video. I did share some sketches that I made of some of the people that I have channeled that have passed over and done some spirit stories, so I probably won't go too much into that today. But I really wanted to talk about how I knew I was a medium and how I learned to embrace my gifts and kind of the whole path and journey of my mediumship. So let's get into it. So I was born a medium. I also was born with psychic abilities that I've had on and off throughout the years. I really embraced mediumship more than anything. It started with littler things like lights would flicker, uh, the it would get either really hot or really cold in certain spots of the room or in like corners of the room. So I would be walking and all of a sudden I'd get really cold, really hot, or it would go back and forth. 1 second I'm hot, then cold, then hot, then cold. Uh, Another big one is that I could see shadows out of the corner of my eye, like most of us can, little shadow people in the corners of the room, corners of my eye. I could see them kind of run past. I've also seen light figures. So, like, shadow people tend to be darker for me. And then we have the light beings that are like literally looks like light, like a light bulb type light if it was on. And it honestly always made me laugh when people would say things like, oh, monster under the bed, monster in the closet, because I had a spirit that lived under my bed and would punch my mattress, literally just punch it while I'm trying to lay there and sleep. And then I also had another spirit that lived in my closet, and I could see his little fingers just kind of out the side of the closet, and I would always be like, get back in the closet. Get back in the closet. One of the iconic spirits that I saw that everybody sees is the girl from The Ring with the long white dress and the very long black hair. She came to me pretty much my entire life, and I had dreams of a well in the middle of a forest, and I could hear whispering in that well. And one dream, she actually started to come out of the well when I woke up. And this is before the Ring movies came out, so I did not know about her or anything about the Ring movies before that came out. So I always thought that was interesting to see. I will say that I did grow up in a strict, controlling, abusive Christian household. So anytime that I spoke up about my gifts, I was basically gaslit like most kids. So I learned to stay quiet about a lot of my gifts and abilities and would try my best to not make really odd comments because my family thought that I was the odd kid for always doing those things. It wasn't until I think a few months after when I spiritually awakened that I decided to fully spiritually awaken and fully awaken my mediumship and psychic abilities and really maybe not become a professional, but at least really deepen those gifts because I found that I actually befriended a lot of the spirits and I really loved their companionship. And I said, oh, let's see what else I can do. I did do the, I guess you could say, professional mediumship, like the Teresa Caputo, Matt Fraser route for a while. And I did channel people's loved ones for a very long time. And I deeply enjoyed it. I was very humbled to get to connect people with their families and help them move on and find peace. I will say I didn't do it for a while because it really didn't call to me, which is ironic because you're a medium, right? So then I tried going to like haunted places and connecting with spirits, but I still didn't really feel a deep, deep connection in my mediumship as well. So I said, well, I'm a medium, but I don't feel connected to any of these routes. So what does one do in that situation? So eventually, I landed on kind of what I do now, which is where I mostly just connect with house spirits, job spirits, and then any spirits that want a friend or just want someone to talk about their life and their experiences with that's very non-judgmental. I like gory things, so a lot of spirits will show me things like the way that they died or traumatic events the way that it is, and a lot of them feel a lot more comfortable coming to me because they know that I can stomach and I can handle a lot of those harder deaths. So that is where my personal mediumship gifts are sitting currently. I even in homelessness, I have a lot of spirits that pass through and they just say hi, and some of them befriended me, some of them talk, some of them don't really want to do anything. They just kind of want to chill. I will say I also go to graveyards and cemeteries and spend time with the spirits there. Um, oh, and I will say, so I do have some of the clairs. Clairsentience has always been my strongest gift. So if nothing else, I can just feel energetic shifts in the room when they're here. And even with higher powers, sometimes they'll cause like a massive energy shift to let me know that they're in my space. And I know that they're not imposters because imposter spirits, even they can't cause an energetic shift in the room like higher powers can. And I also just have knowing. I just know and will sometimes ask for something really specific when they come forward so I know that it's them. And I did that with your loved ones when I would channel them. I would always ask for something very specific that only you guys would know. Because there's a lot of fake psychic and mediums out there, team. I will say that I am very honored to be a medium. I'm very honored to connect with your loved ones. I'm very honored to connect with the spirits that I do connect with. Suffering loss of family members and also having two near-death experiences really shaped me as a medium, and the grief that I experienced helped me realize how honoring it is to be a medium and the fact that I get to be the bridge between life and death, and I get to help people find peace, and I get to help spirits find peace, and I get to help them move on is really beautiful to me, and I would not trade mediumship for the world. But hey, I still may go to some haunted places in the future and film it. Why not? There's some places, since I'm in Kansas City, around Missouri, that I was like, there's some places, and they're really haunted. And I was like, don't tempt me with a good time. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and throw in rules that I have as a medium. Because why not? Number one, I never judge grief cycles. I had a narcissistic, abusive family member die. My grief was really complex. I mean, I didn't go to her funeral, I didn't help plan her funeral, I could care less that she died. And it really ruffled people's feathers. And I'm like, no, your grief journey is your own. And I will never judge you. If you don't cry at all, if you don't care straight up, if you like, I don't care that my mother died, I'll be like, you know what? I respect that. I respect that. And number two, if you ever have a family member that you do not or didn't want to come forward, I will stop them. Okay? A lot of people argue against it and they're like, "No, you should you should honor whoever comes through." And I'm like, "No. I'll stand up to your loved ones. I'll stand up to your ancestors. Like if you don't want them coming forward, they're not coming forward. Period." And the third rule that I always like to follow, and you have free will. I just like throwing this out here because every medium likes to share their stories and their do's and don'ts and what ifs and stuff like that. I never judge people for if they don't believe in mediumship. A lot of mediums don't. If you're skeptical and you think, "Oh man, she's faking it just to get money," um, I understand that. I will never judge you for it. If you're skeptical or if you just straight up don't believe in it, I'm never gonna shit on you for it. I will say that though I wasn't a scam, there were so many scam artists out there. And I'll probably cover that in a future video because there's ways you can tell if we're faking it or not. But as always, everyone's journey is different. This isn't my way or the highway. I was just told to share my experiences, so that's what we got. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is, so a lot of psychic mediums get asked, is there an Abrahamic religion hell? Is there a hell? Is there an afterlife? Now, everybody has a different answer to this. Now, in my experience, there is a heavenly realm and there is an underworld. It is not the Abrahamic religion hell that you were taught to believe in church, okay? There's no torturing of humans. There's no crimes, felonies being committed down there. That's not it. Now, not everybody goes to heaven and not everybody goes to hell because neither place are meant for humans. I know, the Christians aren't ready for this conversation. We're having it anyways. But again, this is just my experience of being a psychic medium, and yes, I've been to both realms in this lifetime. So, there you go. So, for me, the other side is just Earth on a higher vibrational frequency and dimension. So, you can't see them, but they can see you, they can hear you, they got it going on. I can see them and hear them because I have the gift of the other side to be able to communicate back and forth with them. So, most of your loved ones are just simply going to go to Earth on a higher dimension and frequency. So, if you have an altar for them, or if you want to create an altar, or if you pray to them, or you just think about them, they're going to know. Team, they're right alongside of you. A lot of them, they become your spirit guide on the other side. They have the option to protect and guide you and watch over you not long after their passing. And in my experience of talking to your loved ones, they are not in pain or sick. So if they died of an illness, they no longer have that on the other side. If they died of like an autoimmune disease where they were in excruciating pain, they are no longer in pain because all of that is in their 3D body and their spirit gets detached from their body. A lot of the churches told you that being a psychic medium is demonic and satanic and that your loved ones go to a place where you can't contact them, but that is simply not the truth. Now, again, if you don't want to be a psychic medium, if you're uncomfortable with that concept, your loved ones will know. If you're cooking in their honor, if you pray to them, if you think of them, if you have space for them in your home, if you have like pictures of them around your house, they're going to know. Also, there's one last thing before I let you go. So, I don't believe in good or evil. I believe that there's negative, positive, and then there's neutral by nature. So, a lot of the spirits that I connect with are neutral by nature. They don't want to hurt me. They don't want to yell at me. They're not going to destroy the things in my home and throw things around and slam doors like you see in paranormal activity movies. It's not like that at all. Most of them, they are coming to you because they need to talk to you. They need to warn you of something. They want to help you. They want to guide you. You know, if you do witchcraft, they might pop in. They might say, hey, do you need help with this spell? We can take it off for you. You know, we can go, you want vengeance? Oh, we can go do that for you. And so that's why I also teach people, don't be transactional with the spirits. Like, really take the time to get to know them and befriend them because they can help you substantially down the road. But anyways, team, I did promise you more mediumship content later down the road, and I'm delivering. And there's going to be way more videos on mediumship. I can go into a lot more. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can drop them. I can also show you some more spirits that I drew that I just didn't post anything about. More spirit stories. I got how I didn't fear death or how I learned to not fear death through life and all that jazz. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for tuning in, team. I hope this video finds you alive and well. Be safe. Be safe. Please be safe, team. Until next time.